Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And in this video I'm going to be taking on the Ghosts of the Past level 180 Chaos quest as part of Eald'narche's character event. And for this one I'm bringing along a triple threat synergy team of Eald'narche, Garnet and Aphmau with a Cloud of Darkness friend and brothers as a summon. So I was contemplating bringing an FF11 team to this because I was going to be bringing Arciela in place of Garnet, right? But unfortunately, the one and only immunity that the boss has in terms of status effects is HP attack disable, aka silence, which is kind of a major part of the reason that you would want to bring Arciela in the first place. So unfortunately she's a little bit less than optimal here. But given that this is kind of Garnet's showcase too, this is kind of her spotlight, her time to shine, because she does get realised on this banner alongside Eald'narche, and most people would argue that she's actually the star prize on the banner, I figured I would bring her instead. And actually Garnet and Aphmau have some incredible synergy together, as you're about to see, and I'm not talking about boosted stats, although that does help. So, Eald'narche, good old eye patch boy, El Nacho, as some call him. I have actually built him up completely. I'm still in the process of farming for his artifacts, but I have got him. I've got one perfect for him, and I've got some attacker max brave. So obviously, because he's boosted, he doesn't really need perfect artifacts. You're not going to see a difference. But I'm definitely going to be continuing to farm for him as the event goes on. Don't mind if there's a little bit of a glitch with his eye patch effect. That's just the emulator being a bit Derpenstein. This is actually the one and only time that I'm ever going to use a weapon gloss for a bronze weapon, right? Because I never actually played FF11 myself, but I have seen fights of Eald'narche as a raid boss, and his exoplates do actually look like this. These are the original exoplates. So as cool as the EX weapon looks, and it is probably the one I would be using otherwise, I'm going for the traditional approach, and I'm going with, like, you know, his canon weapons, if you will. So of course Garnet. I actually prefer max bravery on Garnet more than I do CS50, because even though it does raise everything of hers, it's only on the last wave that this is active, so by default it's suboptimal for Dimension's End, right? But another part of the reason is that Garnet's base max brave is actually considerably lower than Aphmau's is, or at least the total amount of max bravery that she gets during a quest is lower than Aphmau, right? So, I mean, look, that's triple 330 and it's 13.2k. Meanwhile, Aphmau has triple 108 CS50s and she's already on 13.9k, you know what I mean? So Aphmau does not need the max bravery, Garnet does. Especially when you give how much battery and how much brave regen Garnet will actually give to a party. She definitely benefits, in my opinion, more from the maximum bravery. Now, maybe if you're deep into Lufenia and you don't have any means of dealing with the brave damage reduction, then you can argue that CS50 might help, but my argument there is that 15% extra attack is not going to be the make or break difference between hitting peanuts and hitting, you know, strong amounts of damage. So that's just my personal preference. So that's what we're going with. I'm bringing a Cloud of Darkness friend because honestly, I've been really on the fence about pulling for COD. Like, you know, she is very strong, but she's just basic damage, which means she's going to get power crept very quickly, especially as we get into the LD era. Like, she'll still be viable, don't get me wrong, but she doesn't really have anything in her kit apart from damage and some delay. Yeah, I know popping off with her skill 2, the Zero Form Particle Beam, is extremely fun, and that's... If I said that wasn't at least 50% of the reason I brought her as a friend, then I'd be lying, because it totally is. But I don't want to pull for her myself, because actually, if we're being objective about it, I would far prefer to use Eald'narche. If we're talking about DPS friend characters. And what is with these people sleeping on Eald'narche, right? Like, Eald'narche as a friend is actually ridiculous, and nobody is using him. But I see loads of Clouds of Darkness all over the place. Now, I know that she's probably got the waifu factor. You know, that's probably part of what people are going for with this, and I respect it. You know, I do. But I just wish I just wish there were a few more Eald'narches around. But it doesn't matter for this, because he's boosted and honestly he's just completely broken, as you're going to see. So I'm bringing brothers because we're just going to be capping on brave all over the place. Let's jump into it and let's see how we go. Okay, so this Chaos quest has 4 waves. Which constitutes, it's made up of 3 ridiculously way too tanky trash waves, and then the boss at the end. So I'm going to pop my EX on this thing over here. It's going to cap out on damage, and the HP bar ain't even going to be halfway. It's ridiculous. So Garnet Garnet starts off like Arciella does. She gets a free skill and a free turn at the start, so she can basically choose which stance she goes into, and then you can kind of continue to do whatever. But of course, because we're not going to have longevity issues, we are absolutely going to use both skills at the start, especially because the Aquamarine actually gives a ton of bravery regen, which is going to come into play with Aphmau in a big way. So, okay, thankfully, because Eald'narche in his Exoplates form is actually immune to debuffs, which I didn't know at first, but I think that's really cool. So he doesn't get stuck with virus there, thankfully. Let's, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to do this. HP plus over here, and bravery attack with Garnet. And with Aphmau, I mean, the skill 2 is going to kill anyway, but look at that, 35k, 36k even regen. Like, I'm using skill 2 here because I actually plan to mostly use skill 1 on the final wave, and we need to keep up Aphmau's offensive buffs, so that's why I'm going for that. But yeah, Aphmau's brave regen plus Garnet's is just, it's disgusting. Like, there's no other way I can put it. It is ridiculous how much brave regen everyone gets. So, unfortunately, Eald'narche won't get as much because I am just going to use Thunder Flash because it does more damage. Yeah, that takes out that one, and then this should take out this one. And then Garnet should, keyword should, take out the next one. Thanks to that. Again, 36k, well, what can you say? Absolutely stupid amounts of regen. Yeah, I know she's got Doom, but I don't rightly care. Okay, there. There goes the Doom. Of course we have Holy Prayer, which we're absolutely going to use. And that beautiful, beautiful Alexander animation. I really love that they gave out animation reworks. I think that's like one of the best things, you know, that they've done. Well, it's one of the many amazing things that the team behind this game has done, let's be honest. But it's really fitting for Garnet because it was so underwhelming before. It was just kind of like a flash of light from the sky, and yeah, it was just a bit just a bit meh, really, from being perfectly honest. All right, so now we're in the boss wave, and the boss is targeting Eald'narche, which is perfection. That is what we wanted. So at this point, I am going to pop his CS65 because what this does is, for as long as the duration of this lasts, then all debuffs that he inflicts last for 2 turns longer. So all of his debuffs only last for 2 turns, at least like the main ones do, which is Terror and Warp. So at his EX plus 2 out of 3, when you use Phase Shift, you do stick Terror on all enemies, which means that as long as they're targeting Eald'narche, they're basically paralysed. It's like HP Silence, but for all attacks. They can't move. And all attacks do actually count against that. So I use that. I pop CS65 and skill 1. Eald'narche is going to change form. The boss is going to be unable to take a turn as long as it's targeting him. And then we're going to pop skill 2, which inflicts Warp on all enemies. And Warp is basically like Realm's Sketch, in that Eald'narche will just get a free turn after everything in the stage, basically. So we use Phase Shift here. Easy 99k to everything. And then we just pop the Amiga Javelin. There we go. And now Eald'narche will get a free turn after everything on the stage, basically. Because they've all been stuck with 4 turns of Terror and 4 turns of Warp. So they can't do anything. They've just got to sit there and just take the punishment. So I am actually going to refresh the... I'm actually going to refresh the Brave regen for Eald'narche here, so I'm just going to use Aquamarine. But what I actually want to do is I want to try and keep the little minions alive for as long as possible, because we're just going to farm them for 3 turns and just spam HP attacks, right? So we've got his EX, but his EX also reapplies Terror, so we don't need to use it. So again, 3 turn, massive Brave regen, HP attack, 90k damage for free. Like, no problem. If Aphmau takes any HP damage from the thing on the side, it's honestly too bad. But she doesn't. And now they're all targeting Eald'narche, so it's pretty much GG at this point. They cannot do a thing. They can't. They're helpless. And I'm just going to use Garnet's HP attack because we want to keep the minions alive for as long as possible so that we can like farm them for 3 turns, basically. And yeah, this is the power of Eald'narche. This is what happens. The guy is hilarious. A little bit boring maybe, but also hilarious. To me. Okay, so we've run out of Brave regen, so we just want to pop that back. And I'm gonna HP plus so that I refresh the buffs on him. I should really have used the CS65 from Aphmau there, but it's whatever. Okay, so we're still good so far. But before C gets a turn, we want to actually use his EX and his skill 2. Yeah, okay, so... Can't tie you to Terra. It's completely fine. So... What I'm going to do here... Yeah, I'm going to use his EX here, so we can refresh Terra on the minions. And we get a launch up, which is honestly really nice. Why not? Let's pop one of these. So this might kill the minions, but we'll see if it does. Oh, it doesn't. Excellent. That's kind of what I wanted. Well, not kind of. It's exactly what I wanted. So we need to refresh the. We need to refresh warp. So let's do that, and kill the minions in the process, which is a bit of a whoopsie, but whatever. And then yeah. Might as well just spam skills here at this point. Okay, so I'm just going to extend his buffs. What does Garnet's do? All Brave regen boost. Oh god. Oh, that's even more disgusting. Let's use it. I love it. So we still can't do anything. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go into summon, because if you go into summon on a free turn, it's like Realm, you actually get an extra turn of summon. So I'm just going to do this, and you'll find that we'll still have 6 summon turns. See, that's how it is. And this is where I'm going to bring in Cod of Darkness. So I'm gonna HP plus for Cloud of Darkness, just so we get her buffs up. And yeah, let's use this. Why not? Okay, so it's trying to do something here. I don't know exactly what. I would really have loved to use the skill 2, right? But I think it's time for Eald'narche to come back in and do his thing. So we've still got Warp on it. We don't quite have Terror on it, but we can very easily fix this problem. Oh, we only have one. Whoever didn't equip the Bloomstone for this Cloud of Darkness, screw you. Never mind. Maybe we'll get to do the big flashy attack after all. Do we have optimization on? We do. Okay, let's just hope we don't die. Beetle knock. Okay. That's fairly innocuous. And we get the counter. And yeah, this is what I wanted to do the whole time. And this fight may be over, or it may survive Aphmau. Let's find out. Hey, it's over. It's dead. But let's be honest, if Eald'narche had actually stayed in there, then I mean the boss wouldn't actually have been able to do anything. So I almost gave it a chance by swapping out for Cloud of Darkness. In any case, that's going to be my completion run of Eald'narche's event. So Eald'narche himself just absolutely trivializes this. If you can abuse the free turns properly, and you kind of don't burn out on his skills, you know, like people are worried about his longevity. Have you seen how many skills I got left? Of course, this is the best case scenario for Eald'narche because there are 3 enemies on the field, and of course, for every extra enemy you have, that means he's going to get another free turn, which is just more free damage. And the Brave Regen synergy duo of Aphmau and Garnet is just stupid. There's no better way of putting it. So that's going to be my my run with this team. I hope everyone enjoyed watching, and until the next time, take care and goodbye.